Hello everyone, my name is Brittany Greer and I'm an online student from Illinois. I'm actually a transfer student. I went to a school called Clark University over in Dubuque, Iowa, and my major is educational studies. At first coming to college at Clark University, I was not an education major. I was actually a business and marketing major with a minor in communications. I never actually saw myself becoming a teacher. I actually never had the idea or the thought that I would ever become a teacher. Someone would mention it to me, hinting towards I should be a teacher, and I always ended up shutting them down. While I was at Clark University, I had a professor who was one of my science teachers because I had to take a lab. And from her, she showed me a lot of passion and understanding and excitement it is to be a teacher. We were college students, and she was jumping all around the place, all excited about when we would do our activities together. Also at Clark, they had a career program, kind of like a little walkthrough, you can go talk to each department of choice meant for the freshman class. And my last stop, which should have been my first stop, was actually the education department. I didn't really actually stop at any of the other booths. Major booths. I stopped at other booths though, but I stopped for sure to talk to my science professor who actually was running the educational booth. And after talking to her and talking to the other students, I knew that I was meant to be in that department. I also had 3 years of experience of being in a classroom. I spent 3 years being in a first grade classroom. At first, it was just I didn't want to take a study hall, to the fact I didn't want to take a study hall, but I loved being in the first grade classroom. I spent a lot of time with the students with their reading, writing, and math problems. I spent a lot of time working with the kids who were excellent at writing or excellent at reading, and then I would switch on another day to be with the students who were struggling with their reading or writing, and I would help them throughout each different subject that I was in the classroom for. I also have another experience which relates to teaching, but it's for gymnastics or tumbling and trampoline, what I call it. I spent the last 6 years working at the YMCA as a tumbling and trampoline instructor. I spent a lot of different times with different age groups, not only with different age groups, but with a lot of different variety of kids. From then, I learned how to handle a large group of kids by myself, and also create different ways of teaching to get my students to understand what I was trying to get at, or not even just that, to understand how their mind works and how to get them off on the right start with could be their motor skills or their understanding skills. Why I want to be a teacher? Well, the list could go on and on and on why I want to be a teacher now. Like I said earlier, I never thought I would ever see myself as a teacher until I actually stood in front of a first grade classroom and I taught a lesson to them. The teacher was busy at the time working with trying to get caught up on some testing. Well, so then she gave me the opportunity to be able to teach the class. Then I didn't even know I wanted to be a teacher, but I was nervous trying to teach them, and I was second guessing myself of if I was am I doing this right? But after I was done, I actually felt amazing. I felt like I got the kids to understand what I was saying, even though I didn't know what I was trying to do. After that, sitting here thinking about it, I want that feeling back. I want the feeling of seeing my students understand something or having a breakthrough with something. Just like having that feeling again would be just amazing to get to be able to feel that every single day. I also want to make sure that the students have a safe environment. I have been with a lot of students in the first grade classroom who their only safe environment happened to be in the classroom, and I want to make sure that's the same thing for my students. I'm hoping when I get to be a teacher that I do have an impact on my community with my teaching, the way I'm teaching and how I am as a leader. I'm a very understanding person that can be easily talked to or even get along with. I'm just hoping to make a difference, and not only just making a difference in the students, but making a difference in the parents. Since I will be with the kids 5 days a week, 8 hours a day, that's when I'm hoping to make a difference and be one of their very strong, powerful support groups that they have, and be the one very supportive for them for their education. I do have a lot of goals set in mind for what I want to do with my life and then with my career choice. I want to start off by saying that one of my main goals is to move to Arizona and become a teacher, an elementary teacher. My goal is to be a first or second grade elementary teacher, because that's the age I really click with, and I spent a lot of time with that age group. And I know Arizona's been very short on teachers, and I know for the fact that the pay probably won't be what I want it to be, but I know just because of the pay, it probably will be low. I know that I'm doing it for a good cause. My educational goal is actually to finish out my last few years at Arizona University. I'm either online or at the campus. I would love to move out to Arizona within the next year or so to finish out my education at the West Campus, with keeping my educational studies major, and also adding another major, the elementary teaching, so I can get my certificate in teaching and be able to teach in Arizona. My financial goals is to, my main goal is to move to Arizona, so I need to have enough money saved up for my trip, my move to Arizona, and be able to either get a house or an apartment, and having money for household supplies, and having money set aside to support my growing family. I won't mind where I'm at in Arizona, but I would prefer to be in Glendale, because that's one of the not most, but that's a location that I'm really familiar with. I spent basically my whole life there for a week for my spring breaks. My grandparents have a winter house over there, so I do go over there and spend time with them. My family goals is just to have a fresh start with my family, with my boyfriend and I starting a family. We need a fresh start. We both had a kind of a rough childhood. I don't really remember mine as much. I just remember being in a gym a lot, and then just having the normal family issues. Him with the same way, always having to jump back and forth between his parents. it's just going to be like a fresh start for us because it's something that we need. We need to get away from the place that we don't like, if that makes sense. Where I see myself the next 3, 5, or 10 years, actually, with the next 3 years, I'm hoping to be finishing school. If not, within the next 5 years, finishing it up. If not, during those times, I'm between the 3 to 10 years, I want to be in a classroom teaching. That's going to be my main focus. Even if it's not in Arizona, as long as I'm in a classroom. And wanting to be more involved with my family, and then also bringing the school together, just hoping that I'm supporting them in any type of way and providing for them. Even goes same thing with my students, supporting myself and supporting my family, having enough money to get stuff for my classroom. My professional plan is, as soon as I graduate is putting my resume out there in Arizona or even in other locations, just so I can get my experience in teaching. Because I know a lot of schools will prefer to have someone with experience, but they also would like to have someone that's fresh out of college and who's ready to go. My next step in my career would most likely would hopefully get back into school by getting my master's degree. Now, I don't know what I would want to get my master's degree in until I have the experience in being in the classroom and teaching and knowing what I want to get my master's in, just so I can have an experience. Even if it takes me a long time to get there, I know that I will get there and I will have a good support group that will help me through it. I hope that you enjoyed my career choice presentation, and thank you.